Hello and welcome to the third lesson on surds. So in this lesson you should be able to add and subtract surds, and we're going to use simplification of surds involving addition and subtraction. So let's go and look at addition. So if we have root 2 plus root 2, a lot of people may be tempted to think that this is the same thing as saying the square root of 2 plus 2, which would be the square root of 4, which would just be 2. This is incorrect. There is another method that we have to use, which is different to when we're multiplying surds. So let's have a look at this. So let's go back to 2 root 2. So the root 2. Now if we were to replace root 2 with a value a, so we've got a plus a, we know that that is 2a. So we're using pro numerals instead of the roots here. But actually addition of surds is just like algebra. So in this case, how many root 2's do we have? We've got 2. So this is going to be 2 root 2. Okay, so let's have a go at this. We've got 2 root 2 plus root 2 plus root 3. So first of all, how many root 2's do we have? Well, we've got 3. We've got 2 plus 1, and we've got 1 root 3. So it's going to be 3 root 2 plus root 3. Now we got root 5 plus 2 root 2 plus 3 root 5 plus 2 root 2. Let's take this bit by bit. How many root 5's do we have? Well, we've got 1 root 5 here and we've got 3 here. So that's going to be 4 root 5's plus how many root 2's? So we've got 2 here and we've got 2 here. So that's going to be 4. So it's going to be 4 root 5 plus 4 root 2. Okay, so quite straightforward, and subtraction is no different. It's just the same except we're subtracting. So 6 root 2 minus root 2 will be 5 root 2. 10 root 2 minus 3 root 2 plus 6 root 5 minus 2 root 5. How many root 2's do we have? So we've got 10 minus 3 will be 7, and we've got 6 minus 2, so that'll be 4 root 5. So we've got 7 root 2 plus 4 root 5. So now let's combine them. Here we got 3 root 2 plus 2 root 5 plus 7 root 3 minus root 5 minus 4 root 3 plus root 2. So let's take this for the individual terms. Let's start with root 2. How many root 2's do we have? We've got 3 here and we've got another 2 here. So it's 3 plus 2 will be 4. How many root 5's? We've got 2 root 5 minus 5, so that'll be 1 root 5. How many root 3's? We got 7 root 3 minus 4 root 3, so that'll be 3 root 3. So what we're going to be left with is 4 root 2 plus 3 root 3 plus root 5. Now let's use simplification with addition and subtraction. So now we know how to simplify and we know how to add and subtract. Now let's use an example where we need to do both of those techniques together. So let's simplify this. 5 root 2 plus 2 root 8. Now we know that we can't add these two up because the root 2 and the root 8 are different, but what we should be able to tell is that this root 8 is able to be simplified, so we'll have a root 2 term there. So we're going to split this up into a factor of 2 numbers, of which one of which is a perfect square. So we've got 4 times 2, because the 4 is a square. So this could be rewritten as 5 root 2 plus 2 times the square root of 4 times 2. Let's split this part up to be a product of 2 roots. So now we've got this plus 2 root 4 root 2. The root 4 simplifies to be 2, so it'll be 2 times 2, which is 4. So we'll have 5 root 2 plus 4 root 2. And now we can actually add these up because we've got the terms of being root 2. So we've got 5 root 2 plus 4 root 2, which is 9 root 2. And how about that? Quite cool, I think. Okay, let's have one more example. We've got 2 root 3 plus 2 root 12 plus root 4. First of all, I can see that this root 4, that's a perfect square, so that's going to simplify to be just 2. So we can rewrite this with 2 at the end, like that. Next, we're going to have to sort out this root 12, because this root 3 is as simple as it can get, and it's this one that can be simplified further. So what are the factors inside this? The product of two roots is going to be 3 and 4, because we're going to have a root 3 which is going to correlate to this. The root 4 is a perfect square, and we're going to simplify. We're going to break this up further, and it's going to be 2 root 4 root 3. This root 4 becomes 2, so it's going to be 2 times 2 times root 3, so that'll be 4 root 3. So it's going to be 2 root 3 plus 4 root 3 plus 2. And what you'll notice now is we've got the terms being related to root 3. So it's going to be 2 root 3 plus 4 root 3, which is going to be 6 root 3 and plus 2 at the end as well. So 6 root 3 plus 2. And that is as simple as it gets.